have that, man, I think she can do it as a service dog? Was there like a certain thing that she did that you were like you said earlier, she notices things about you that happened to you. Mm-hmm. Was there something that you said she noticed?
Essentially, it was her teaching me what my triggers were. Mm-hmm. I had no idea that, I mean, obviously I know how I start to feel when a panic attack or an anxiety attack has come on, like internally, like feeling like there's a fire burning inside of me. I get clammy hands. I start to get that cold, clammy sweat, not in my belly, in my throat. But there were physical things that I also did that I didn't realize that I do, that she started picked on, even though they were subtle. Mm-hmm. And some aren't subtle, but I didn't in the moment when I'm going through these, didn't realize I did it. But she started jumping up and putting her paws on me, or jumping up and nudging my hand, or when she put her paws on me, she'd whine if I would ignore her, or start running around through my legs and just trying to get my attention. Yeah. And as, because I go through spells where sometimes it's really bad and I just get anxiety over the craziest things, and it just is almost debilitating to where I can't get myself out of it. And she, even from other rooms, would hear it in my voice or whatever, and she'd just come running on in and start getting my attention one way or another. And if I chose to ignore it because I didn't realize what she was doing, she got more persistent until I had no other option but to pay attention to her. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, she could really help me as I started figuring out what my triggers were. She could really help kind of pull me out of this. That's because I can't ignore her. She won't let me. Right. So I started asking my husband, I'm like, hey, does this certain thing happen every time my anxiety goes up and I'm getting more elevated? He's like, every time. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all these things that I'm asking him if I do, and he's confirming that I do them because I've seen her indicate on those things. And he's like, you do these things every single time. He said, that's how I know it's coming. It's usually physical before I can start seeing you're noticing your hands are clammy, stuff like that. He said you start doing other things first that I can visually see. Right. And I'm like, that's interesting. I guess I'm just so engulfed in what's going on internally that I don't know what's going on physically, what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was crazy. And then as I started working here, I told Mr. Duffy, my neighbor, I was like, I know this I may not even be able to do this with her because I know how she is. I said, but I would love if I could somehow get her to the point to where she had enough confidence to be out and about around people and it not cause her to back away and hide, or, low rumble growl, or just be afraid. She didn't see the world as scary as she currently did in that, when she was younger. Right. I said, if I can get her to that point where she could be my service dog, she truly can help me. She does all the time at home already. Right. And he was like, wow, it's pretty great that she can already pick up on those things, that she's showing you what some of your different triggers are. Right. So I was like, if I could do that with her, that would be huge, because she's not what we look for. Mm-hmm. And it took me, I think it was about 2.5. No, because I just got restarted with her. So it took about 1.5 years, almost 2 years, I would say. No, yeah, maybe.
I don't know, that's me. I'm
two and a half years. Yeah, because I just hit my 1 year mark because I was restarted in January. Okay.
Seeing cat game through my perception of time off. So.
I know. Time just flies by so fast over here, and I just don't even realize. Yeah. Months just blink by. But yeah, it took 2.5 years, I guess, before I finally was like, hey, Grant, I think she might be ready. And that was me working with her here on breaks at home. I mean, I'm nonstop, 2.5 years of everyday work for long periods of time throughout the day, and just as much as I could sink into her, taking her to as many places I could take her to. And it was a very small steps for her, because her tackling those small steps were huge for her. Mm-hmm. Because she freaked out when she went out in public places. And she was going places with us from the time we got her 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
But as she got older, the world got scarier to her, and I didn't want her to be afraid.
Right.
Because I wouldn't take her anywhere where she would ever be hurt or anything like that. I've got her, That's my job as her owner, to be able to know that she's good and for her to know that. And I needed help showing her and teaching her that I've got her. I've got her back. She doesn't have to worry.
Right. Do you know how often I say that to people? You brought it up, shaping her behavior. It took as long as it did. That's what we do. We shape behavior with dogs, but we have to be able to do it in a positive way.
Right.
But also showing them there are some negative consequences to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is cool to know, especially how far Millie has come.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Some other dogs. Even if it's not service dog work, if it's a dog that is terrified of the world.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough dog to really get used to everything.
Oh, yeah.
Pixie,
that's exactly who I was going to say.
Fantastic dog.
My delicate little orchid.
Yes. Now, when she says little, Pixie's not little.
She's not little.
Pixie is a very big dog. She is probably 100 pounds.
Close
right?
to it. She's still a pup. She's only
Mm-hmm.
like 8 months old. 8 or 9 months old, I believe.
Pixie is a Mastiff, and we won't see owners' names or nothing like that. But with Pixie, she is a dog that came in, didn't want to come out of a crate. She did. Nope. She thought the crate was the best thing ever because it kept her from getting out in the world.
Right. She actually started her program 3 days late because it took the owner that many days to get her to be able to come out of the crate so she could get her here.
Yep. I remember taking that call too. It was either Monday or Tuesday, and I was like, try to bring her tomorrow, and we will, or when you do it, make her get out of the crate. She will eventually.
Right.
And she did, and now she is one of those dogs that every time she sees Maranda, she is so excited. Or even if she hears Miranda, she's boo, boo, boo. I love it. It's the
howling.
Cutest thing.
Yeah, she's my buddy.
And you wouldn't expect that from a Mastiff, but it is very cute.
It is super cute.
It kind of sounds like the Great Dane howl.
It does, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I know, I remember thinking with you and Millie, I was like, this is the typical, I hadn't been here as long as I have been now. Okay?
Right.
But I remember thinking, she's way too small to be her service dog.
Right.
But then you proved us completely wrong. And it wasn't, I say us, but it was me in my head thinking, oh, she could do better than Millie because Millie's too small. Not because I didn't like Millie. I've liked Millie ever since she started. But because I feel like I have maybe Grant's
her favorite.
Right.
Grant is her favorite.
Yeah. But she does like me.
She does.
Especially when Scout's here.
Yes.
Because Scout is her boyfriend.
It is.
That's what they like to think, or they think. But anyway, I wanted to be proven wrong, I feel like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's what I want to prove to a lot of people. Izzy, who was on here with Shayna, one of the sweetest dogs ever.
She is so great.
She is small, but she can be a service dog.
Absolutely.
And none of us here really want her to be a service dog. We want her to be a therapy dog.
Yes.
Because she is so sweet and she loves people.
She's such a social girl.
Oh, man.
She loves everyone. She was born for it.
Yes, man. She'd be perfect as therapy. But with her, she could do it. Millie could do it.
Absolutely.
Ace with Mickey last week could do it, you know. And think about even Argo, who we had on last week with Mickey, because it was just Mickey and Argo. If Mickey really put in 110% effort, Argo could do it too. Because really, service dogs don't have to say hi to anybody. You know?
Right.
And Argo already doesn't like doing that much, so it's not a big deal.
That was one of the things that worked to my advantage with her.
Exactly.
She's not super social.
Yep.
She tolerates people, and that was one thing we had to work on, her tolerating being around people even if she was uncomfortable. She won't just go venture out and say hi to people, and I don't need her to do that, so that's great. I'd rather her just stick with me, defer to me, no matter what.
I feel like she's also one of those dogs, like if you have her in public, and, like the typical, some people reach down to say hi to her, or they want to say hi to her, she'll walk around away from them. You know?
Oh, absolutely. She usually defaults on coming into a center in between my feet if somebody is trying to force an interaction with her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, she's working, not this time. If they still keep on coming, she will come right in between my legs and stand in between my feet. Awesome. And I'm like, yeah, she's working, guys. Yeah. Not this time. Think so,
she's too good. That's what it is.
Yeah, she says, I shouldn't. I've got my vest on. I can't do that. But yeah, no, she's good. She does sometimes struggle when it comes to my husband and my kids. Those are her weak spots.
Kryptonite.
Yes, they are. She loves her family.
Seeing her with the boys is great, though.
Those are her little people. She loves them. She loves them.
How happy were you when you got certified with Millie?
Oh gosh, I could have cried really. It's actually kind of emotional because it was such a big thing for her to finally overcome all those hurdles to get to that point. It is something that I truly
so exciting
wasn't sure that it was ever going to be a goal. I never gave up hope, but I didn't hold my breath on it because I was like, and the longer I worked here and the more I learned, I was like, wow, she's really not what we look for.
Right.
She's the opposite of what we want. But I said, I just knew, like, if I keep pushing, slow and steady, keep on pushing, I think I can get her there. And the more that she was exposed, and especially coming here every day, being around new people and interacting with people here and visits and stuff, even if it was just on my way out the door at the end of the day, forcing her to interact with strangers in a place where she was comfortable, which she is. This is like a second home to her.
Right. It's a second home to all of us.
Exactly. So she's very comfortable here. She will interact with strangers here way easier than she will out and about, even if it's my own family members that she doesn't see often. She's more comfortable to do it here. And that's crazy, but it's just how she is. But such a huge hurdle, and I felt so just relieved that we could finally get to that point. I was like, holy crap, like I never lost hope, and I had faith in her. I had faith in us.
Right.
But wow, we actually made it. We actually made it. Some days I felt like I was never going to get there, especially with her watch commands, because she's tough on that one. Even still to this day, she is still tough on that one when my kids are with me.
Yep.
Some days she wants to be a little less focused. But that one was hard for her. She was hit or miss for a while. And I was like, man, she was perfect, just me and her. But with my kids and my husband, mostly my kids, my husband, she could tune out. She truly struggled. Go out and about. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because she's worried about doing her job, but also, that instinctual, got to watch my kids. And it was like she was trying to split her brain on what she was focusing on.
Right.
And it, at times, was too much. So I had to do a lot of work with her and my kids and practice scenarios.
Right.
To get her to truly tune them out and also have them learn how to act and how to behave when she is in that position. Not saying they have to be robots or statues, but I don't need you jumping around acting like wild little boys,
Her favorite little kids.
Right. I don't need you all making it harder for her to do her job, because we need her to be successful in it, just like we do here with any dog that we work with. We need the situation and the training scenario, even if it's real life in the moment, we need the situation to be set up as successful as it can be. And if there are any variables that I can control to help that situation, I'm going to do that. And that's just telling the boys, you got to tone it down a little bit. Like, give Millie a chance to actually do her job. Don't make it harder on her if you don't have to. And that has truly allowed her to be able to focus less on them and be able to do what she actually needs to do, because they're helping the situation instead of inadvertently causing more distraction for her.
Right.
It's innocent. They're just boys. They're kids. They're having fun. But it's good life lessons for them, too, to teach them to be more mindful of their surroundings, There's time and a place to be wild, and it's not in the store. Sometimes you got to tone it down a little bit. Got to just mind our manners.
But
just
like
we teach the dogs to, right?
They like to push the rules.
They do. They definitely have their moments.
I think I told you about this because I feel like Wyatt and Memphis would do the same thing. But when Auntie would take me to Goodwill or she'd go to a thrift store, you know what I would always do?
Hide in the racks?
Hide in the racks.
Oh, my goodness.
And then she'd get so mad, I'd go right back to it because it was fun, right?
Right.
One of the things that I think about all the time with her, Millie, or her, Wyatt and Memphis, is how wild she can get with them. Like,
oh, man.
She goofs off. She, obviously she doesn't bite them, but she puts her mouth on them.
Yeah.
She meows with them. And as soon as you have, like, and this is another part of that behavior shaping, we don't take away behaviors that we like.
Right.
What we say is, we like what you're doing, but when I ask you to stop or when I tell you to stop, I need you to stop. So with that, us going to the dog show this year compared to her playing with Wyatt and Memphis, going to the dog show, unbelievable. She did great. And there are thousands of people, thousands of dogs.
Yep.
And I mean, 2,000, but I mean, that's a ton.
That's a ton.
Especially in how small the arena was and how small they're keeping it now.
Yeah.
But seeing her come here and then goof off with the boys, but her knowing, and it's funny, it's like us coming to work. You have to be more serious.
Yeah.
That's Millie putting on her vest, putting on the e-collar. I have to be a little bit more serious.
Right. This is no time for goofing.
Right. And then there are times you go home, you have fun, do fun stuff.
Be a dog.
Like Millie, every time you go on a break, goes out front. Millie can actually do a backflip off of Maranda.
Yep.
And it is one of the coolest things to see. And what I'm going to try to do, like I said, is try to put those videos behind these podcasts that we do, especially because we have plenty of those videos now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it is one of the coolest things because she, as Millie's doing it, I don't know if she puts teeth on you, like goofing off with you, but it's like she grabs her toys. She's getting so pumped up, so excited to do a backflip off of Maranda, land, and then when Maranda says, all right, all done, we're going to go work, it's a flip that switches, and Millie says, I'm ready. I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And she's also one of those dogs. It's just, like I said, you've built that, and it's perfect. She's one of the best ones.
Oh, yeah. She had no toy drive. It's
She
all
had none?
It's all artificial.
No way.
None.
I didn't know that.
0. And I don't know if it's because
Dang.
I don't know if I accidentally shut it off somehow in the beginning when I was doing training with her. And then when I started to just try to play with her, she had 0 drive for any toy at all.
Right.
And then I found out she likes sticks. So I started with a stick, and I would use a stick as my toy.
Yeah.
And then from there I went to a rope, and then just kept building it up a little by little. Getting ready to move to a Frisbee and a ball.
Nice.
Yes. Her Wubba is her favorite toy.
Yeah.
Her Wubba and her rope, because she loves to tug. But she also likes to squeak. She likes to possess. And
Well, this is what Miranda's talking about when building drive for something. Juliet, my shepherd, she'll do anything. She could care less what it is. Coda, a dog that Miranda is taking home on weekends that we keep here as a Duffy's dog, he is a dog that does not need to build the drive.
no, he has all of it.
He will do whatever we have a lint roller over here on the table for the couches because we get dog hair everywhere. And he was literally, we would drop that on the floor, tell him to bring, he'd pick it up and bring it to us, put it in our hand. It's a lint roller. That's weird for dogs. Millie, it'd be hard for her to pick up a lint roller, but what Miranda has done is started to build anything that she can to get Millie to hold on to goof off with, to show her, hey, this is something that can be fun, rather than something you need to be scared of picking up or something that you don't need.
Just because it feels weird in your mouth.
Right. Scout was also one of those dogs. And I had to start with Squeaky Wubba. That's how I taught him to speak, too, was something that squeaks. Because Scout is what I would consider a high prey drive animal.
She is, too.
And that's the best thing to those dogs, is that squeak.
That capture, that possess,
That's
that
right.
kill.
Yes, because it sounds like the animal.
Yes, that's her favorite.
That's exactly what he is. Because what we call Scout, and I love him, and Auntie, if you're watching, it's true, he is a birderer. If he sees a bird, he's going to tear its head off. Now, there have been times, and it's crazy too, because you've seen with Millie how fast she is. Mm-hmm. I've never really seen Scout full out run. Okay.
Oh man.
But when he's going after a bird,
I could say he probably could run really fast.
I don't know how he does it so fast. I don't know. We have a tree outside of our house. It's a pine tree, like right on the corner. Okay, and it covers like our satellite dish, stuff like that. But we always get bird nests every year. We get bird nests in that tree. And there was one year he walked over to the tree, hiked his leg, peed on it, and he saw something move in it. He stuck his head in for a second. A bird flew out going down the backside of our driveway. He took maybe 3-4 steps, snatched out of the air, gone. Right there. It was quick.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how he did it. He's like the Flash.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But anyway, building drive like that for dogs is one of the most fun things too.
It is fun.
Because with Coda, it's easy.
Yeah.
But it's still fun because he can do it with all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Even with a dog that has never done it before, with half the service dogs, what we're about to talk about, half the service dogs that we get in here, we try to build a drive for most of them.
Yeah.
Buck, he came with it.
Yep.
Buck he's a big lab who, another dog that could probably pick up anything or do anything. Yeah. But think about Cagney, who we saw yesterday, who hopefully will be on the podcast here soon. Cagney was a healer mix.
Yeah.
And I don't remember you really doing drive stuff with him.
I mean, he would play, but he didn't really have enough drive to want to pick up foreign objects.
Yeah.
He would play, but it was more about the interaction with the person, and the toy was just kind of a bonus.
Right.
But he wasn't like Coda or Buck or even Wrigley. Wrigley, I found out yesterday.
Really
strong prey drive. I mean, he brought me the wooden dumbbell and the hat. Like, we were tugging with both of them.
He's gonna be good.
On his second day here, and I was like, oh, this boy's got drive. He's got good drive. I said, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Wrigley is a dog, a lab that we just got
Thursday.
Was it Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Wrigley is really good, and honestly, Wrigley's been here 4 or 5 times before that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
In the beginning, he was a little nervous Nelly, I feel like, and he with corrections, he was soft.
Yeah.
Yesterday, or what was it, Thursday? We were taking the pictures of him out.
Yeah, Thursday evening.
Yeah. Taking corrections like a champion, man.
Oh yeah.
He's built confidence, and you can tell that, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Because that's another thing about these dogs that we look for. They have to have a ton of confidence. Mm-hmm. We're not breaking their confidence. Like I said, we're shaping it.
Yeah. What
we're doing is telling him, you can be confident, but be confident helping me up the stairs or getting up off the floor. You know? Yeah. Who has been one of your biggest struggle dogs that you've worked with? Because I know you've had Cagney, you've had Buck, Coda's too good. But who would you say is probably the biggest struggle building something or anything?
Wow, I'm trying to think. I've worked with a whole lot, more than I really realized.
Yes.
Oh man, I would say, I don't know that it was even a service dog. I want to say that it was Ted, the therapy dog.
Ted, yes.
Yeah, he wasn't super fond of Soothe.
Yes.
And we have a short period of time to teach these therapy commands and these service commands to these dogs. And I was just pushing him, trying to find different ways to make it less off-putting to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, like he just really does not want to do this, but he's going to be working with elementary students.
Right.
Like he has to be able to do a soft contact.
Because he can't jump on somebody.
Exactly.
If they're, 3 feet tall.
Yeah, and I tried for days. I mean, 30 minutes at a time, just trying to, taking a break, coming back to it, taking a break, coming back to it, trying a different approach each time, different food, and I just could not get him to want to do it.
Yeah.
It just was of no interest to him at all, and I was like, daggone, like I'm really feeling like I'm hitting a wall here. I talked to, I don't even know if I talked to you about it. I feel like I probably did. I talked to all senior trainers, like, do you have any ideas? And then finally, one day I was just sitting on the floor loving on him, just trying to get him to come out of it because he would get almost like a meh, disgust. Like he was just so off put by it that he would not want to do anything for me.
Right.
Not formal commands. He wouldn't take food. Like he just was so off put by it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I'm just sitting on the floor with him, loving on him, trying to get him to come out of it, trying to get him to loosen back up. And he laid down and put his head on my lap while I was sitting on the floor. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on, light bulb. And this was still very new with me working with therapy dogs and with service dogs, doing higher skills training like that. So Grant just happened to be walking into the lobby from break, and I was like, hey, question.
Yeah. That's how you always ask questions.
All right, I got a question. This just came up. So I told him the struggles I was having. I said, this right here. I mean, he's going to be working with elementary students, so chances are there are going to be times where kids are sitting on the ground, and if not, it's going to be easy for him to sit on the ground. Mm-hmm. I said, is this okay? Like, he's actually comfortable doing this. He had curled up on my lap, had his head on my leg, you know. He was and truly relaxed. He was taking food for me. He was enjoying the pets. He was enjoying my nice, positive words. And I was like, can this be his soothe?
Right.
And Grant said, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Soothe just means head and lap. It is soft contact, whether you're seated in a chair, whether you're sitting on the floor. It's more about just that soft contact. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And it was like once that light bulb clicked in my head and I had that confirmation, I was like, wow, this really opened some things up.
Right.
And it allowed, I guess, because again, I was still so new, and I still feel like I'm very new in it, 3 years in.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I still feel like I'm super green, you know, when it comes to what I can know when it comes to dog training. But it's honestly, it opened up my imagination on how I think about things, on how I try to put a plan into action when it comes to teaching a dog something after I've observed how their personality is, how their temperament is, what my end goal looks like of the exercise. You know, it allows me to make it a little more clear in my mind, so it's easier to teach the dog. And that's something that we try to teach our clients. You know, have a clear idea in your brain of what you want the exercise to look like, what your end goal is before you actually try to execute it.
Right.
So,
there was somebody I worked on heel with the other day. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I said it. I wanted them to, well, how would you work on it?
Yeah.
Let's work on it here. And what they said was, I feel like I'd use it as like a bob and weave to get past people or past like objects. And I was like, well, let's spread the chairs out in the room and use those as that. But I would have thought you would have said Cagney. You know why?
Why?
Because of how he was with other dogs in the beginning. Not wanting to like kill him or nothing, but you're a little nervous around him.
Yeah, he was.
And that's typical with a lot of dogs.
Right.
Because we have so many dogs here, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, that some dogs could be intimidated by it, you know, and we have those dogs that are intimidated by it.
Yeah.
I feel like the dog that's coming in now, the big guy, Hank, he might be intimidated by it, you know? That's why he's a little bit more active than most dogs. Mm-hmm. And Hank is a big old dog.
He is.
But,
he's a big boy.
Right.
Big ball of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
He's a brick house.
He really is. But he's gotten so much better, too.
Yes, he has. Just in the 4 days.
Yeah.
Just in 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
And he is going to be here Monday.
Okay, cool. I figured so.
But other than that, really, Cagney, I figured that was going to be your answer. Because you had to do a lot with him, but he was much easier toward the end. You know, when you started getting to the service things, he was fast to that. With
him, and really with a lot of the dogs that I've worked with, whether it be therapy, service, or even just regular manners or formal commands, I've found that in the very beginning when they first start, and I know that I already get a jump start on it more than some of you guys since I'm here every morning throughout the week. So I'm one of the first faces the dogs see when they first start, and then every day, a lot of them do. But I try to build some sort of a rapport with them. I try to take at least just a couple of minutes, you know, and build a rapport with them. Let them know, like, I'm, especially a nervous dog, because I have one. And I know with a personality like that, it's slow and steady. You know, don't push too hard, too fast. Don't force interactions with them, but just let them know that, like, we're cool. Like, you know, we're cool. I'm not going to force my pets on you. I'm not going to force my food, you know, but we can hang. We can just sit here and hang out. You know, if you choose to want to lean up on me, or I'll let you get pushy. I'm not mad at it.
Right.
If you don't have confidence, feel free, jump on me. Be pushy with me. I want you to. I'm going to let you know it's nothing personal. I'm not mad at you. I want you to want to be comfortable around me.
Right.
So please, feel free. And once I do that, it makes a lot of things come a lot more naturally and quicker than what you would expect. Because they're comfortable.
And I'll tell you this, and this is another thing about Miranda, Mickey, Jana, Annie. You guys are the
cheerleaders.
Yes, the people that are, and I'm not saying I'm not sweet to the dogs, but you guys just do it so much better. And that's something I've really been pushing quite a bit lately. Because with the dog that I had yesterday, you did a visit with the golden retriever. She was very sensitive to the corrections. And I didn't have to do much to really give her a correction, but it was also what I wanted to prove to her is, dude, I still like you.
Right.
I just don't need you to get in this dog's business, because maybe this dog's going to bite you, you know, or this dog might not like you, whatever it may have been. But we do, like you said, build a rapport with dogs. It is one of our biggest things to show the dogs we can be your best friend and the team captain.
Yep.
Okay? Playing soccer in school, I mean, I had a team captain.
Right.
My best friend, who I literally golfed with this morning. With him, it was, I'd still listen to you.
Right.
I trust you. I'll listen to what you want me to do.
Right.
But we're still best friends at the end of the day. Even if he gets irritated with me not passing him the ball or passing somebody else the ball, it totally made sense, you know?
Right.
Or when we get frustrated with a dog that does not want to do something, like you said with Ted not resting his head on your leg, to me, and I'm quicker to do this, that is frustrating.
Right.
Because it's, man, I've been working with you for so long. Why don't you just lay your head down, man?
Right.
Lay on me. It's totally fine.
And that's the thing. It's not even frustration with a dog. It's frustration with not being able to find a way to get the dog through it, to get to your end goal.
Yeah.
It's, daggone, I feel like I have thought of everything.
Yep.
But still, I can't find that one thing that's going to allow us to get success.
Right.
And I really want this to be successful. So it's almost frustration with yourself, just trying to find another way to rack your brain into that right answer.
Right.
And to keep the dog from shutting completely down so you don't end successfully. So it's a very fine line that you have to teeter on. And that's where having people here that have been here longer and have dealt with different personalities and different experiences where they found breakthroughs with a dog, and that it truly is beneficial. I can't tell you how many times I would, hey, can you help me? Can you give me some advice? Can you watch what I'm doing and see if there's anything I could do different? I've done it with all of you all.
Earlier, the question?
Got a question?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. I think that's Kevin. God, these little turds, man. We're trying to talk.
I know.
Ash, wait. Ash. That's
That
enough.
was Coda.
Hey, him and Savage, and who else? Gunner.
Sound very similar.
So similar.
Yes.
Or Jules, if somebody's outside the car. She started to do that recently. Oh, love it.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I see you, Mill May. Well, just to wrap up everything that we've talked about today, one of the things that I'll tell you, I love working with you guys, just so you know. I also like having your kids here because they are great distractions. No, it wasn't yesterday. I had Koa in here with her dad the other day in a lesson, and Memphis came sprinting in there.
Oh, yeah. Completely unannounced, I'm sure.
Coming to ask me a question. Koa didn't do nothing.
Nice.
And Koa is one of those dogs that might be a little reactive to that kind of thing. Didn't do nothing. And I was like, you praise her for that. Give her a piece of the food. And they're perfect
pay her
distractions.
big.
I know it was one of those big things of you making the decision to homeschool them. I hope that they always stay here because they're a blast. Because, of course, I let them play games on my laptop, especially recently, because I feel like they're really starting to like that game.
Yeah.
But maybe a little too much. You know?
Yeah, because they don't get to play computer games at home, so
right,
it's a privilege.
Right. Yes,
it's a privilege.
There you go. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, it is a privilege.
I just don't want them to play it too much.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about was Millie and everything that you do with her, stuff like that. But is there anything that you need any questions for me, anything like that? So you're gonna make this a good ending.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I'm grateful. I'm grateful I met Amanda that day.
Well,
3 years ago. I'm grateful I ended up here.
Yeah.
This is a place I plan on.
We're not leaving.
I don't see an end for me here.
Yeah.
I see only things progressing
I've told
upward.
Mr. Duffy that so many times. I told him,
I love what I do. Yeah.
Funny enough, you know who's going to be on here next weekend?
Who?
Amanda and Dwight. So both
cool.
of them. Because I told Amanda I'd like them both to be on there because I've known them for so long.
Right.
Dwight's like that real funny uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's good.
And that's why I'm excited to have them both on the podcast because he's going to be fun to talk to. And Amanda has been like that Duffy's mother to me. You know?
She is for everybody.
One, on my butt about everything.
Yeah.
Two, she's helped me with a lot of stuff. I remember first day I came in, I walked up to the front desk. She's sitting behind it checking in dogs, and it was over here when dogs were getting dropped off and stuff. I was like, how do I apply here? And she told me, she set me up, blah, blah, blah. And then she called me, set up the interview, and then called me for
the shadow.
The shadow, yes. Yeah. And then after that, she called and said, you know,
nice.
We're going to start. And then I put my 2 weeks in, and I'm telling you, I've never been so nervous to, like, meet new people. I had met most of the people here, but I was still super nervous.
Yeah. It's a more tight-knit group. It's more personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Grant for the first time. He, when I did my interview here, I sat in the South Room for, like, 20 minutes. And what I thought it was, I kind of thought it was like a test.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to get on his phone while he's sitting back there? And, like, do something and not pay attention or something?
Right.
Sat there just like this the whole time. And then Grant walked through and he came over, said hi to me. And I was like, well, that guy seems pretty cool. Yeah. And then Mr. Duffy came in. It was all well. But who was the first person you met besides Mr. Duffy and Amanda?
Well, my interview was here in the West Wing.
Okay.
So
you did it over here?
Yeah.
That's
weird. I sat in that row chairs right over there.
Cool.
So it was pretty much as soon as I came in. I think it was just Amanda and Mr. Duffy. I don't remember if Heidi was in the office or not. But after the interview, I did stay for a few hours and just kind of follow everybody. So I started to meet pretty much everybody.
Dang,
it was
you
like
already did that.
Lexi and Heaven and
everybody.
They like pretty quickly were showing me around and introducing me to everybody. So I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. They were like, you gonna head out or do you want to stay? I was like, I mean, I could stay. You know, what do you want to show me? What do you want to get into? You know,
you just wanted to see dogs.
Hey, I love dogs. I can't lie.
I remember with my shadowing day, Bear and Roxy were the first two dogs that I ever handled. And of course, we say it about Roxy now, which is hilarious. All right, we say Roxy is pushy with the new people. She was pushy with me.
Yeah,
she was pushy with you if you had her.
Yep.
Andrew, I know Andrew had her. That's just how it works. You know?
Yeah.
That's how it always
goes. She says, I can tell you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to push it a little bit.
Love that dog.
One of the first dogs I met here was actually Dickens.
Dang, okay.
Yes.
Big dog. Then.
Yes. And it was when I came in, when I was leaving for my from when I left after my interview.
Yeah.
Mr. Duffy was getting ready to walk into a lesson with them, and I met him out here in the lobby, and Dickens, you know, he's a slobbery boy.
Yeah.
And he wiped a, like, giant slobber glob all over my pants, and John was like, I'm so sorry. I said, it's all right. I said, I got a big golden Pyrenees. He's a slobber. I call him slobber globs.
Yeah.
I said, I get them on me all the time. I said, I'm used to it. He goes, oh. He's like, okay. I was like, it's not a big deal.
Oh, Dickens.
He's
has
such a
so
big
much
dog.
to it.
I was blown away. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a dog this big.
Right. Yep.
I mean, of course you've seen Danes and stuff, but it's different.
He's just built because he's over 200 pounds.
I know. I was just like, that is a massive dog.
Mm-hmm. I was telling somebody the other day, or I was talking to John about it actually, but I was like, man, I started here when he was like 10 months old.
That's wild.
And he was already huge.
Yeah.
He was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And then I didn't see it because it's like our dogs. We don't see them grow, but other people do.
Right.
I didn't see it until he told me, oh, yeah, he's 215 pounds or 210 pounds.
Oh, no, I believe it.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh, blew my mind.
Because I saw him, he was already full grown, and I was like, that is a massive dog.
Right, yes.
Holy cannoli.
Oh, that means you would have started, what, when he was a year, almost 2 years old? Then.
Yeah, I mean, he's bigger now than he was, but he was just so big.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, what in the heck?
He's a dog you could ride on if you are small enough. You know? Who were we talking to about that actually recently? Somebody has a big dog, and they were like, yeah, my kids ride him everywhere. And somebody was like, I bet they do. And I can't remember who it was.
I remember too. Wasn't it for an evaluation?
Maybe.
I feel like it was for an evaluation.
Maybe. I don't know.
I actually did that with my sister. My I think it was my dad's aunt. Had 2 or 3 giant. Oh,
Dogs
good grief!
Can be so big.
I can't, because I was little. I was like 4, so I can just vaguely remember them. But they were either Great Danes or they were Saint Bernards.
Okay.
I can't remember which one. I want to say Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying they as a kid, I was like, they're Beethovens.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to say they were Saint Bernards.
Right.
But we used to ride them through her house. Like 2 and 4, 3 and 5, something like that.
Yep.
And we only went over there a couple of times, but that's what I remember about it.
Right.
I remember doing that because that as an adult, I'm like, that's crazy.
Yep.
I was literally riding on a dog's back.
Yeah. I love it.
It's crazy.
One of those dogs you can do it.
Yeah, especially a little one, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
But Miranda, thank you for being on the podcast today.
Absolutely.
Like always, if anybody has any questions for me, Miranda, any questions about Millie, Miranda's dog at home, Remy, or anything that we do with training, feel free to give us a call, let us know. Or, of course, we have our link below to go to our website. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll answer whatever you got. Thank you guys for watching and listening.